Alright, this is an addendum to the Rorschach test of character video. I find The Exorcist to be potentially scary. Now, it's very campy in the terms of metaphysics or spiritual reality and so on, in terms of demons actually existing, in terms of spirits taking over bodies and so on, and supernatural stuff and so on. But there's another avenue to this, which is perpetual. As long as humans exist, this aspect will always exist, and we must be ready to fight it. The Exorcist is possibly thematically about a girl that was abused by an adult in a very LGBT or Muslim kind of way. And the exorcist, the priest, exists to soothe her wounded soul. And the horror is that these actually, the demons actually exist in reality as walking physical entities who destroy children so that they act in a way that is represented by that girl in the Exorcist movie. The horror isn't supernatural necessarily. The horror is what man can do to man. And that's why we need Rorschach types to fight it, to end the abuse of children. There is nothing you can do that's too much to some of these people that do what they've done to children. Nothing humanly possible. It's the kind of thing that makes me like I don't know how to put it, but I've got this really sympathetic sort of maybe for Hitler, 1,000,000 years in hell is good enough and he'll learn his lesson and he can be redeemed because God wants all souls to be redeemed and God gets what he wants, and that logic. But then I look at the destruction some of these people do to children, and I'm like, no, I want there to be eternal hellfire and damnation for some people. I've changed my mind. I don't want all souls to be saved anymore. I want some to go straight to hell forever and burn forever in absolute torment for what they've done to children. I understand that principle. I used to think it was covert sadism or something, and maybe it is still, but I understand why people feel that way now. And that's, I would be terrified of the option, but I might take it anyways, just out of sympathy for the children. If God offered to snap his fingers and save all the children, but I would have to go to hell and burn for eternity from these tormentors that are real human beings. I mean, I call them human, but they're probably demons in physical form, basically. If I could save the children from them, but I would have to burn for eternity, I might pick it just on the moral grounds. And, maybe after a while, God will be like, okay, you've proven your point, and you were faithful, and I'll let you into heaven, and you've got extra glory and honor, and so on. But even if I didn't get that, just knowing the things these people have done to children to prevent it is at my most caring for other people who are innocent and destroyed by monsters. Knowing full well the terror and a lot of physical agony. I've had a bullet through my guts, a burning hot bullet, tear up my intestines and sear, like burn me from the inside in my guts. And I've also tried to castrate myself, so I know what that's like. That level of pain, knowing it, at my most caring for the children, and most self-sacrificial, loving compassion for the children who are destroyed by these monsters, I will be willing to go through it forever. I don't always feel this way. I'm once burned, twice shy. But at the same time, it's what drives me to wish I could go to hell forever, if only to save these children from those monsters. So yeah, The Exorcist is about dealing with the aftermath of these LGBT and Muslim monsters' treatment of children. And that's one of the reasons why it's so scary to some people, because they recognize the reality of that in their personal lives. It's not just supernatural, oh, Satan looks scary and he makes a girl puke a lot and twist her head and walk on the walls. That's not what's scary. It's the emotional trauma of the child and the dysfunction it causes in them, and the terror and the pain and the suffering and the acting out that results from it is familiar to these people because they've witnessed it or experienced it themselves. It's based thematically on the reality of what certain forms of child abuse at least do to children. Not a fantasy, not supernatural, not the Bible. Yeah. And after finding out, like, that a gay couple raped a baby to death after 3 months of adoption, and that Muslim rape gangs ripped out a girl's reproductive organs and she can never have children, and another girl cut herself 209 times out of trauma. You know, it's like, yeah. I would gladly go to hell if to save these children from and their future and give them happiness.